watching Jeff
Nah, I
Jarrett.
got the Fire Stick, so I got the Fire Stick, so is that gives 24/7 TNA.
You guys are watching Jeff Jarrett. This guy's watching Jeff Jarrett's greatest hits. Man's tripping
Nah, it's
right now.
Samoa Joe versus Booker T.
Okay, look. I'm gonna clap my hands, and that's where we're gonna start. Ready?
Yo, you keep freezing, bro.
Me?
Yeah, bro.
What do you mean? Okay. Is it really bad?
Yeah, bro. Daniel, is it just me or is it?
It's like bad, but like it can, like we can make it work. I think.
Why is it doing that today?
Okay, now he's frozen. Oh my god, that's terrible now.
Diablo, loco, ¿qué es lo que está pasando contigo?
What the fuck did you just say?
Oye, manito, ¿qué es lo que está pasando contigo? Oye, te vaina aquí, loco.
Is that a song?
Is that not?
Oh, I forgot. Annabelle should probably understand.
Oh, you Spanish? You Hispanic?
Yeah.
From where? Oh, where? That's what's up.
Like my family's from Mexico.
I think I gotta go to Mexico City, man. I was supposed to go, and then fucking COVID did happen. I was trying to go see AAA. Estamos aquí en AAA, lucha libre. That's my shit. Yeah,
Justin, you good?
Live, bro.
So
You dead.
Oh, he's live.
Yeah, I'm is it fucked up though?
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
If I leave the studio, will it fuck me up? Let me do.
Bro, right now you froze like the Undertaker. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit. And we gotta do this shit, man.
Yeah, it was literally him. It was literally his shit.
That's why Mom said everything.
I'm not.
See?
Yeah, you good, bro? Yeah, you
That
good,
guy
bro?
was... Yeah, you remember when Sockman was frozen for like a good 20 minutes?
Yo, son. Why Sockman was on live, bro? Look.
Wait, go back on.
This shit had me hurt. He's like breathing. Hold on, fuck that shit. Hold on, bro. I was so confused, bro. Bro, I'm like mad confused.
Yo, when did Mike join the call? What the fuck? Are we better?
Nah.
Are we better?
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You're gonna have to get a whole new that Wi-Fi, bro. Yo, but you can't use your phone? Like 4G?
Yeah, I think you can try, but I'm not sure.
Bro,
let me try to connect you. Let me yo. No, stop. I'm gonna try to use connection. I'm gonna hotspot my phone.
That might be so much better, honestly.
No, it's all fucking Tim's fault, dude. This never happens when Tim's not here.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
Such a dick.
Get out of here, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you're gonna go to Calgary, is that me versus you? I'm giving you a wedgie.
Oh my god.
I'll talk so much shit. Well, I'll tell you about this Hann Rivera guy.
Said I'm a dead head.
I'm dead good.
So that's that trash. That. Oh wow, selfie lights that make a difference. Yo, look, that makes a difference. Yo, Justin, I ain't gonna lie, that froze.
Is it better? Better?
Yeah. Yeah, it's better.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's way better.
I just reloaded everything for me. You good?
Yeah.
Are you 100%?
200%. We're good. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna go like this, and we're gonna start. I need to know that for like around 5 minutes. I gotta cut out. Okay. Ready? What are you doing, Tim? What are you doing?
All right. Yeah. Nah, I was dead.
Okay.
My boy was sending me a voice note.
At the 5 minute mark, we're gonna hit it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a wrestling classic. Justin here, back for the TWC show. It feels like we haven't had an episode for a while, but it's honestly only been a week. There's just been a lot that has happened. Guys, I got a ton of special guests with me here this week. Returning to the show after a few weeks. You know, he's been banned a couple of times because he never shows up. None other than Subway Mania's very own Tim Hann Rivera. What's going on, my guy?
Yo, what's good, man? We outside.
This guy's outside, but he's really inside, but he's got plants behind him, so he could be outside. I don't even know. And we're also joined by the returning, the regular, the Dropkick Pod guy himself, none other than Danial Ali, but he brought a special guest with him. He brought his girlfriend, Annie. I tend to call her Annie J, and she doesn't like it, but she's here. Hi, Annie.
Hi.
You sound very enthusiastic to be here today.
I am.
Yo,
Okay.
we got outside, man. We outside. I don't think
The cool thing about Annie and Daniel being here is Annie and Daniel actually attended Wrestlemania this year. They rocked Dallas hard. They made a bunch of memories that we'll talk about. But before we get into everything, guys, if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, subscribe and follow. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, leave a rating, leave a review. If you aren't already, go follow me on YouTube. I dropped a casual conversation with Tahuti Miles last week of Hit Row, better known as Ashanti the Adonis. And I got an interview with EJ Naduka from MLW coming up, Jay Lethal in the bag from AEW. Those are all interviews coming up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the TWC Show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Go shop your TWC merch at twcshop.com. A ton of people are repping it this weekend at Wrestlemania Weekend. I got a ton of sweet messages and pictures of people repping the Wrestling Classic at WrestleMania in Dallas. There's a fly in this room. I'm going to kill it. And also, lastly, I feel like there was something else I really want to plug and I don't remember right now. Congratulations to Carmella and Corey Graves on getting married. Congratulations to Alexa Bliss and Ryan Cabrera for getting married. I've never really talked to Alexa and the Cabrera guy, Ryan, but I have talked to Mella. I've talked to Graves. I've talked, Matt and Leo are two great humans. I'm very happy for them and wish them a lifetime of happiness. Congratulations, man. They tied the knot. And also, guys, if you haven't already, go check out Dungeon_wrestling on Instagram. The Heart Kids have started their own wrestling promotion in Calgary. I think all three of us here, me, Daniel, and Tim, all have a relationship with the Heart Kids.
I'm hype.
Are you guys excited for Dungeon Wrestling?
I'm hype. It's lit, man. I can't wait.
Yo,
I'm
this
excited.
is gonna be like something big for sure. But sorry, you talk now.
We know that Mo will be wrestling there. Our boy Mo, Kid Chocolate, he will definitely be wrestling for Dungeon Wrestling. Shout out to Kid Chocolate. And yeah, I think I've talked enough right now. I'm gonna take a breather for 1 second before we break into WrestleMania and everything else that happened that weekend. But Daniel, Annie, overall, how was you guys' WrestleMania experience? First WrestleMania?
I'll go first. Overall, it was literally the best weekend of maybe my life. Like, I met Sasha, greatest person ever. I met Kelly.
I agree.
Greatest person ever too.
I agree. Barbie's a
sweet.
sweetheart. Yeah.
I also met Melina, very sweet. Talked to her for like 10 minutes. It was just really fun. I guess like being part with Daniel, doing his all dropkick stuff was fun too. But yeah, just being there and being in that environment was pretty fun.
That's fire.
That sounds like a lot of fun,
man.
Well, Daniel, elaborate on this dropkick stuff.
Oh my god! So of course I've had
I'm a photographer.
No, she's helped a lot. She's helped a lot throughout this, of course. But for the last 6 months, I haven't been posting anything. I don't know what I wanted to do, but I feel like this past weekend, I feel like it lit a fire inside of me where I was just like, I met all these people, and of course, I met the greatest of all time, Bret the Hitman Hart, and I was like, he was one of the first people I wanted to ever talk to when I started to do this interview stuff, and fortunately, I've been very fortunate to meet, great people like you guys. And, you mentioned Mo, Kid Chocolate, like he helped me, connect with Bret, and I got to interview Bret Hart this past week. And then, I can't wait to release it. It still feels weird saying that out loud, saying I interviewed Bret, was like a 5-minute interview, but I got to talk to him. He was very nice, really humble. All the nice things you hear about Brett are absolutely true. Like, Brett's one of the nicest people ever. Like, it's not just Brett the Hitman Hart the wrestler, but it's Brett the person, and like you really get to like know him, and it's really cool. And I got to talk to a lot of people this weekend, like Chris Van Vliet. I finally met up with him. I met Brian Pillman Jr. I got to meet DDP. There's so many people that I met. It's crazy. I got to talk to Christian. We met Christian together.
Yo, did you do this?
No, I didn't do this. I was.
Nah, you ain't do it. You was scared.
I was actually kind of intimidated.
You
He was intimidating as hell, but
you're that scared, bro.
Also, Jake the Snake hit on me.
Yeah.
How about that? I heard about that. Jake the Snake hit on you, eh?
Do you want to tell me?
What did he say?
I was like, "Oh my god, you're my fave," and he's like, "You're my little girlfriend." So Daniel.
Oh, wow.
Do you guys remember when Randy Orton RKO'd Jake Roberts on Raw?
Is that what you were feeling in the moment?
I was like, yo, I'm about to get this legend killer. Look, OG Randy Orton hat. Look at that. But
Daniel's about to get hit with a fucking DDT. That's what was about to happen.
Oh, shit. Jake's the man. Jake
would have got those snakes from the Petland discount and.
Yeah, no, but it sounds like an incredible weekend. And I really want to ask you guys about that because it was your first WrestleMania, your first WrestleCon experience. And I remember I talked to you about my experiences at WrestleMania, as I talked to you about why I think WrestleCon's a place to be, and it's so much easier and more fun meeting wrestlers at that place. You met a ton of people I'm cool with, man. From Barbie Blank to Amber Nova to Danielle to Mariah to Joe Alonzo to Fuego del Sol, and you got to talk to all these people, and I think it's a super cool experience for you, man. After all these months of being the TWC show, you attended WrestleMania.
No, absolutely. And I think the coolest part of it all was just like, it was Wednesday. We got in there, and then TJ hits me up, Tyson Kidd. He's like, and I asked him like 2 months ago, it's like, hey, I'm gonna be going to WrestleMania. Like, would you have some time? And then him and I always went back and forth on like Instagrams, DM each other, like all this cool shit. And then he was like, I'm flying in, like let me know if you're still able to do it. I'm like, of course. We drove to his hotel and we did it. He was the coolest person ever, literally. I was like, how much time are you gonna give me? He's like, take as much time as you want, you know what I mean? And he really sat us down. He talked to us about wrestling, and he said a lot of cool things in an interview that he never spoke about. And I know you were there for it, and it was pretty cool. So, big shout out to TJ for, holding it down for that day and like being super cool. And, really, I'm glad, because you always tell me how like TJ is like my dad, because I've interviewed him so many times, So I got to tell him, and he laughed. He was like,
oh no. What did he say?
He just laughed. He thought it was funny.
Okay, because I say a lot of dumb things, and people close to me know that, but
yeah.
We're gonna talk about WrestleMania itself. We are gonna talk about WrestleMania itself, but a couple of other crazy things happened over the weekend. Of course, I watched Ring of Honor. I watched the Supercard of Honor show on Friday. FTR and the Briscoes, the dream match finally happened. Tag team wrestling at its finest. Yo, shout out to the top guys, because from having that match on Friday with the Briscoes and having a banger with the second match with the Young Bucks on Dynamite, where they were victorious in both matches, they are now the AAA champions and the Ring of Honor World Champions. Huge shout out to FTR. They had a hell of a week. 2 great matches. I love the Briscoes. I'm a huge fan of the Young Bucks. And I just wanted to bring that up. We saw the debut of Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor, and also the debut of that's wrong. The return of Samoa Joe to Ring of Honor, and the debut of Samoa Joe in AEW this week. He defeated Max Castro on Dynamite, but one hell of a surprise to end Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Showed up, Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt were attacking Jonathan Gresham, and out came Joe. And Joe and Jay Lethal have a long, long history, and you hear all about that when I drop my conversation with Jay Lethal in a couple of weeks here. But great weekend of wrestling. I know there's a bunch of stuff that happened at GCW, a bunch of stuff that happened on Impact. And yeah, it was a solid show. A solid weekend of shows. But the Hall of Fame. How'd you guys think about the Hall of Fame? Tim, let's start with you. How'd you think about the Steiner brothers being out there?
I was hyped, son. I like Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner. a lot. So I was hyped. Scott Steiner was dead. It was interesting, his speech, but I'm glad that they were able to get inducted to the Hall of Fame and get recognized because they both like legends. You know what I'm saying? They both deserve it. And yeah, man, we could get some Scott Steiner merch going on. You know what I mean? There's mad Big Papa Pump. Like, I'm hype about that.
Do you find it weird that they had Braun induct the Steiner brothers? We saw in the following NXT his dad get kind of like kidnapped by Harland and I forget the other guys, Joe Gacy, but yet they're still calling him Braun Breaker. They don't want to call him like Braun Steiner or anything.
I mean, that's like the son/nephew. So I feel like, I mean, who else would induct the Steiner?
No, I know that, but is it weird that now that we've fully acknowledged that he's the son
yeah. I mean, yeah, I would like it to be
we're
Braun
still
Steiner.
calling him Braun Breaker. Like, he even won the NXT title back from Dolph Ziggler on Monday as Braun Breaker. Like, they're just gonna run with Braun Breaker. That doesn't bother you at all?
Like, I mean, the name is fire, Braun Breaker. Like, it goes good, but I would prefer that Braun Steiner. I feel like that.
I just feel like it's weird now. I feel this is the perfect time to start calling him Braun Steiner. If
yeah,
we've made it.
I think. No, yeah. Overall, I think the whole Hall of Fame class was fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I did love. Go ahead.
No, my bad. Yeah, everybody that got inducted, like, Shad was really, that was really dope and, well deserved. Undertaker, Sharmell too, like Sharmell deserved it too. The Steiners. I think it was a good Hall of Fame class, and it was a good, like, just overall, like, a good show,
I did think the speech was really funny. He talked about him and Macho Man calling out cows for a good like 2 minutes, where Rick was like, we only had 4 minutes and you left me with one. I love like the little slight jabs that Rick took at Scott, like, we almost didn't make it here, and Scott's like, what do you mean? He's like, you know why? And Scott being like, that sometimes I'm dangerous with a live mic, and all of it was honestly, I know they did it for the sake of Braun Breaker, because I think they see a lot of potential in the future of Braun Breaker, and having Braun as inducted would not have happened unless Braun was in that company. And it was a good speech. I enjoyed it. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot more Rick. I don't know if we're going to be seeing a lot more Scott, but it would be cool if we could see a lot more moving forward.
Nah, I think we'll see a Scott Steiner Royal Rumble return. I think that.
You think so?
Bro.
That'd be pretty.
Bro,
cool.
You hear the sirens, bro? I'm going crazy if I hear that. Ooh,
Annie, were you a Queen Sharmell fan?
Hmm?
Were you a Queen Sharmell fan?
Yeah.
Were you happy that she was inducted into the Hall of Fame?
I was happy. She really deserved that. She was really such a character. So she deserved it.
I feel like that's your guys' generation, Queen Sharmell.
Bro, it's that all of our generation. I promise you. That was that SmackDown with Eddie Guerrero, who else? Mr. Kennedy, Finley, that
Taker,
I
JBL.
think Eddie.
Yeah.
I don't think Eddie was around when the Queen Sharmell stuff
But
was
I'm saying, but all right, it was like a year difference, but it's still,
Yeah, it was like around there.
It's around there.
Who else went in this? So we had
I think Vader went too. Vader as well.
Oh, Vader
was long overdue. That was a dope one. I'm very happy for Vader. I've been a Vader fan, and I wish they just did it while he was alive. They had the opportunity.
Yeah, they had the opportunity, bro. They did had it. I don't know what happened.
That really set me. I was really, really grateful to see Shad go in. It was great to see Shad's kid Arya and his wife Selena. It was great to see JTG come out with them and do the Shad and the Crime Time handshake with his son. It's as real and honest speech as it could do, and he deserves a Warrior Award. He was a hero, and I've talked about it in many different places, but I'm really happy for Shad, and I thought it was a really cool moment. I've had my experience with Shad. We started a podcast together. I know, Tim, you worked with Shad a bit with the Subway Mania stuff. Like, he was just a good, solid dude, man, and it sucks that it is what it is. But I'm glad he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. And
I agree.
Now the Undertaker, though.
This man looked like a motivational speaker out there.
This guy was having a
phone.
He deserved it,
That man was
But,
having a
yeah, he
full on
deserves
hip hop.
Yo,
Full
but
on
when he
hip-hop.
said at the end, never say never, right? Obviously, that means like he's gonna come back. But like, what what would he come? Like, what would be like the scenario? Do you think?
He's not coming back. Please don't say that. He's not coming
Bro,
back. It's
he
done.
literally said never
He's
say
not
never.
coming back. Annie, do you
The
want to see
same
the Undertaker
thing-
back?
No.
Bro, he literally said that, like Sting. He's like, oh, the only thing that's for sure about Sting is that nothing's for sure. Next thing you know, Sting is dead on the table. But
Unless the
Undertaker-
Undertaker signs a contract to AEW, that man's not wrestling.
Not happening.
bro, he literally said never say never, bro. What does that mean?
Go to Justin Bieber.
Bro, what does never say never mean?
Sing it.
This means never say never.
Like, you might
Bro,
not
he
know what
put on
happened.
his gear and unless it's like a Royal Rumble. A Royal Rumble return.
I think Royal Rumble would make sense now that you bring
I'm
that up.
not
could
I'm
see
not
that.
saying we're never gonna see like the Undertaker again. I'm not saying he's not gonna come out there and tombstone somebody or choke somebody. He's not gonna have a wrestling match. That being said, that we learned a lot from the Undertaker's Hall of Fame speech. Go listen to it, guys. If you haven't, it was all really good. But that being said, I can say that the Undertaker's never gonna have a wrestling match again. But then there's Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Vince McMahon. And they had wrestling matches this weekend.
Yo,
I'm gonna
take
a step back. I'm gonna take a step back for a second. I'm gonna throw it to Daniel and Annie. How did you feel when you guys saw Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestle at WrestleMania after 19 years and potentially his last ever match against Kevin Owens?
This is my second time seeing him live since I was at WrestleMania 32. He like surprisingly came out, so I was there for that. But this time, like seeing his entrance and hearing like the crowd was just like, oh my god, like it felt so real that he was there. But honestly, he's one of the most entertaining wrestlers I love. Even going back watching his matches. So
Daniel?
What?
No, I don't even know where to begin because it's like, bro, I remember when we used to be in quarantine. We used to watch like old WWE Raws and like hear like glass shatter, and like I got to witness Stone Cold Steve Austin come out of 70,000 like fans, and I was there in attendance. I saw, bro. I kid you not, bro. I like started almost crying, bro. I was like, bro, that's Stone Cold Steve.
What?
Like I was tweaking, bro. I swear to God. And then this man's like, I want to have a wrestling match, and then he started taking bumps like on the outside. I was like, yo, he's going full force with this. Then it started to feel real.
Did you think he was gonna have a wrestling match? Because I came on this show for the weeks leading up to this being like, nah, it's gonna be a segment. He's probably just gonna do some talk stuff, but he legitimately had a wrestling match. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be that cynical guy here. It wasn't much of a match. It was more of a brawl, and it was good. Yes, Austin took a suplex bump and a couple of other bumps. I wouldn't sit there and be like, this is Austin's greatest match ever. I wouldn't really even want to compare it to Rock Austin that I saw in Seattle at WrestleMania 19 when I was a little kid. But it was a hell of a match. And it was, if anything, those two things I take away from it. I'm very happy. No, a few things I take away from it. I'm very happy for Steve Austin, and he got to do that. I'm very happy for Kevin Owens, who grew up a Stone Cold fan, and this was probably a dream come true for him. And I'm very happy for all the fans in the arena that got to witness that, because the glass shattering in Dallas, there's nothing like it. I was there at WrestleMania 32 when he came out, and that place was insane when he came out at WrestleMania 32. I was there live as well. Those are the things I take away from this for sure. I'm happy for Austin. I'm happy for Kevin, and I'm happy for the fans there live. And I said this to you, Daniel, and I've said to a few other people, when it comes to this WrestleMania, and I have to actually update my list that I made for 1:37 p.m. where I ranked all my greatest WrestleManias of all time, and I got to figure out what to put last year's and this year's WrestleMania. I really, really enjoyed this WrestleMania from top to bottom. It has been one of the best WrestleManias in recent years. But I'm so curious, man. If this WrestleMania didn't have Austin, would it have hit the same?
Oh no, no way, no way.
Best WrestleMania ever.
Wait. I think it still would have had a chance to be without Austin.
You think so?
I think so, because
who do you think would have held it down?
No, even if it just wasn't, Austin. It's just I feel like You know, you had Bianca Belair match. That match was fire.
That was so good. That was
Bro,
That was the
Cody's
best match.
return-
That was the best wrestling match of the weekend for me. In terms of the 2 nights of WrestleMania, was Bianca
Yeah.
versus Becky Lynch. That was the best wrestling match. The most entertaining match in my mind was Pat McAfee and Austin Theory, because that was
really
just
good.
Yeah, but then remember Jackass. That match was fire too.
No, that one was like funny though. But like if I like,
But that match was
when I look at
fire,
WrestleMania,
bro.
because I always say this to people, I'm like a WrestleMania 30. Because honestly, that match was a Subway Mania match, Tim.
Bro, it dead was, but it's dead still entertaining.
That's the closest WWE will ever get to booking.
If Subway Mania was on WrestleMania, it would be that match.
It is true.
If
Though.
it was Tim, Hann Rivera, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Sami Zayn, it would be that match. And then the Mankind would come in, and the Kane would come in, and the Kane would come in. Like everybody would be doing run-ins.
Bro, imagine the pop.
That's
though,
Subway
bro.
Mania. That's Subway Mania at WrestleMania.
Bro, imagine the pop, bro. Like if Mankind is that my boy Spag that.
That is John Cena's music hits. He runs out like that is Subway Mania. Jackass on WrestleMania is equivalent to Subway Mania at WrestleMania.
I enjoyed it. But then again,
so I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it too, but I'm just saying that's probably why I think you enjoyed it a little bit more. Because you could literally remove Jackass and Johnny Knoxville and put in Subway Mania and Tim, Hann Rivera, and there's your match.
It's that, bro. I'm dead. Mouse traps and all that. That's that New York City. But then I feel like too, bro, is also like what do y'all like better, like wrestling or sports entertainment?
No, 100%. You got a point there. But that's what I think the most entertaining match was Pat and Austin Theory, because that wasn't a crazy wrestling match. The best wrestling match of the week was Becky Lynch and Bianca. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a thing I've seen a lot on Twitter, and I had to explain to people that Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins had a great match, a banger of a match. The only issue with that match was this. We were all so excited to see Cody Rhodes in the entrance and him being there. When the match actually started, I don't think anyone was really paying attention because they were still trying to get over the hype. And I even myself was watching that match, and I was like, man, this is kind of like slow, and it's not really. I thought the match would be better. I went back and watched the match.
It's balanced.
I went back and watched the match again later, and I was like, you know what? This has potential to be like the best match of the weekend. It's so hard to get over the fact that Cody Rhodes showed up that it was hard to like appreciate the match.
Yeah.
And that's the only issue with that match. Otherwise, it was a great match. It's a runner-up with their Bianca and Becky, because I watched it back. If you go and watch that match back, you're like, yo, these two put on like a really good wrestling match.
Bro, I watched it like 6 times. I'm not even joking, bro.
So then because I watched it. Because I'm like, if you just watched it the first time, you might have been like, man, this is actually kind of a boring match, but man, Cody Rhodes is back. But when you watch it back, you're like, oh, this was actually a good match. I was just a little bit, my adrenaline was way too high.
Adrenaline!
But the fact that our adrenaline was so high that we didn't appreciate the actual structure of the match that they had. Annie, would you agree?
Yeah, that was good match.
Okay, let me ask
lie.
you.
When you came up, don't lie. No. Okay, let me tell you a story. She doesn't really watch. She doesn't really watch AEW, but when Cody came out, she lost her shit too with me.
No, I didn't.
You looked at me and Jay. Shout out to Jay. He came with us to WrestleMania, but when Cody came out,
so you were with Annie J. You were with Annie J.
I was with Annie J. Exactly. But when Cody came out, you popped and you told me you became a big Cody fan. The day after WrestleMania, you were like, I can see MJF in WWE now. I can see all these people.
I've never said this.
Bro.
I didn't know who that was.
So
you know who this is?
You don't know who Cody Rhodes is? He was in the WWE.
She's capping. She's capping.
Bro, Cody Rhodes, bro.
He hates
have a
Cody
whole
Rhodes.
Conversation.
She hates Cody Rhodes the same way that Daniel pretends to hate Sasha Banks, because we all love him.
No, I love Sasha. I bought her merch this weekend. I met Sasha this weekend too, actually. Think I would hate her? No way, bro.
Lies. This man hates Sasha Banks. I'll be honest. The reason why he dislikes Sasha Banks, I'll tell you why. He doesn't really even dislike Sasha Banks. He just dislikes how much all the rest of us love her. Like, that bothers him. Because we'll be like, she's the greatest of all time. She's the GOAT. What?
it bothers you, Justin, that I'm a fan of that Cody Rhodes. All right.
You told me that
So
Cody
this
Rhodes
Sunday-
is equivalent. You told me that Cody Rhodes is equivalent to Jeff Jarrett.
I had never said that, bro. That has
Those
never
words came out of your
of
mouth.
my mouth. Jeff Jarrett, any Jeff Jarrett.
Dude, I swear to God, Cody
Event.
Rhodes was making his entrance, and you DM'd us saying dead good.
Bro, show that. Show that right now. Show that.
I don't know, man.
Find the receipts, bro.
Meet me at Dungeon
Bro.
Wrestling. I'll give you the
Bro.
receipt.
Yo, son, me
Yeah,
and Justin
Dungeon
at
Wrestling.
Dungeon Wrestling,
What
I'm
up,
dead
bud?
giving him a
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, I'm giving him a wedgie, son. I'm giving him a wedgie and I'm doing the then the schoolboy, whatever. Yeah, I'm scared.
Roll up mania.
I'm gonna come with the fast count though.
Okay, I'm gonna give the floor to Annie because she's the real one here, the only real true fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sasha Banks and Naomi became the tag team champions.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Tom?
Yeah, I'm getting ready.
Why do you have a
that.
bloody glove, and whose ass has that been up?
No, yeah, my bad, Annie. My bad.
Whose prostate were you checking? Annie. Crazy part is no one's gonna see the video, and they're not gonna know how that glove looked bloody. So I might have to share that. How do you feel about Sasha Banks and Naomi becoming the tag team champions? This was a really tough match for me because I'm homies with Natty, Carmella's my girl, Zelina's my homie. I'm the biggest Sasha Banks fan. Liv follows my page. I didn't know who to root for. Obviously, I was rooting for Carmella and Zelina low key, but also low key, I was rooting for Sasha and Naomi because Sasha is like my favorite of all time. Women's wrestling. How'd you feel about the match?
Well, Sasha is my favorite wrestler, and women's wrestling is also, I don't know, I like that women's wrestling more than men's wrestling.
Yeah,
So,
no, fair enough. You're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fire. Honestly, is that better sometimes?
Yeah, it is better.
Not for
It
real.
is.
That is.
Sometimes like it's been the most entertaining thing on WWE, but go on. How'd you feel about the match? Were you rooting for anyone else? Do you think anyone else is gonna win?
No, I always thought Sasha and Naomi were gonna win the belts.
Okay.
They didn't have a second choice. I always knew.
Oh wow! Did you enjoy their entrance?
I was very confident that they were gonna win, and they did.
Did you wear a Sasha Banks shirt?
I did.
You wore an
No, you
Austin.
didn't. You were an Austin shirt.
You lied.
But I did.
I was gonna see you were gonna lie to me.
It's a good
Lying
lie.
to your own show.
Lying to the people.
But I did wear
The
a Sasha
audacity.
shirt on the weekend.
Oh, she did wear a Sasha
Remember when
shirt.
you bought me a Sasha shirt and I never received it? That's wild.
Damn. Wait, so did you wear a Sasha shirt or an Austin shirt?
You wore an Austin shirt. I think she was peer pressured by Daniel. Though.
What?
She was peer
She wore a
pressured.
Sasha shirt on the weekend, but then I think
The same Sasha shirt you were supposed to get.
but the day of
Damn.
you were an
Wait, so you were scared, Daniel, to wear like you was like embarrassed, or you was like
no, I
He wore a
rocked.
China shirt. He wore a
I wore
China
a
shirt
China
to
shirt.
WrestleMania.
No,
Night
that's what
one.
I'm saying, bro. I'm wearing China right now, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I rocked Sasha early in the day, like when we went to like Axis and stuff. But like I saw people wearing Austin shit, and we're in Texas, and I was like, "Yo, I never owned an Austin shirt. I want to wear this."
Bro, you never owned the Austin shirt, bro.
Never, bro.
Damn.
He's not even a true fan. I don't even
That's
know what he's
alright.
doing on the show. At least Annie admits like she likes women's wrestling. You're like a men's wrestling fan. You never owned an Austin shirt. That's embarrassing.
What do you mean? Bro, I interviewed more women over the weekend than I interviewed men. What are you talking
All
about?
my friends. You interviewed all my friends. Okay? You probably went to them like, oh, I'm Justin's boy. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Mariah literally messaged me and was like, your boy is cool. Danielle messaged me like, your boy is cool. I'm like, this guy. This guy.
One more for the good guys.
Anyway.
For the good guy. Yo, hold on, y'all. Hold on. R.I.P. Scott Hall, man. I know y'all did.
Oh,
a
you
show,
never
but
had to be here for that.
yeah, I just want to take 10 seconds, man. Scott Hall.
The show's all over the place anyways.
R.I.P.
Go ahead.
man. R.I.P. Scott Hall, man. He literally like R.I.P. man. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall had a great influence in my household, man. So I just want to say thank you for the memories. And yeah, bro, when I found out he died, bro, I cried like 8 times, son. That shit that hurt. I was dead ass sad, bro. But yeah, we here, man. R.I.P. man.
Oh, Scott Hall's
Can I ask you a question?
Yo.
Daniel, serious question.
Stop.
No, I'm gonna ask Annie. Annie, I'm gonna ask you this question. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yes.
How many times did Daniel almost cry this weekend?
Okay.
I say
Because this man cries. This man cries. He's a Pisces. He's a Pisces, and he's always just crying. Okay.
You're a Scorpio, right? You're big old water sign?
I'm a
What's up,
Scorpio.
man? I'm a Cancer.
What's up?
What are you?
Oh, there you go, guys. We all get along.
I'm water.
Oh wow. You bring the fire.
I'm water.
Damn,
But,
bro, we dead water signs. You want to take a swim?
Okay, no, but Annie, how many times did Daniel cry this weekend?
So it was on the first day.
What's in the first game?
I'd say about 6 to 10.
No!
I believe it, bro. Yeah, I believe it, bro. When Cody came out, bro, I don't know why, bro. I was just like, yo, son.
Okay, I cried. Okay.
Bar.
So this is when I cried. When Cody came out, when Taker came out, when Austin came out, I didn't like cry, but like shed a tear. I was like, when
bro, but it's that a feeling, bro. When you never see that shit live, and then you finally see it
when
live,
Triple H
bro.
came out, like because he was retiring. That's like because here's the
wait. So wait, time out. Annie, so Cody, did he cry for Cody?
Yes.
But
did
you
he cry
legit
for Triple H?
Like cry?
I didn't cry, but I shed a tear because I was happy.
I didn't cry, but I shed a tear.
Did he cry for Triple H?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Did he cry for The Undertaker?
Yeah. I admit that one. Yes.
Did he cry for Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah.
Did he cry for Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
Did I? Probably. That's Vince. That had me hype.
How? So what? Is there anyone I missed that he cried for?
Brett, Jeff.
You were crying at Wrestlecon and shit too.
Not crying, bro.
I was emotional, man.
I was just like my eyes were like watering. I was like,
bro, I would have did the same.
You're Pisces, man. That's why I always make fun of you and say you cry all the time.
Bro,
You cry for TJ?
Bro,
I don't know. As a Scorpio, but Pisces are known to cry.
Bro,
like Scorpios, you're a Cancer. Like you're emotional people. Like I don't cry like that. Like this man, this guy cried when CM Punk.
Bro, you dead. Justin cried by himself, like he did.
You're just upset because you're just upset because I stole your paragraph.
Yo, son,
and you want to meet me at Dungeon Wrestling? You want to meet me at Dungeon Wrestling 1-on-1?
So Justin is that a Scorpio? He dead cries. I promise you.
No. I have never cried in my life. I don't even know how to shed a tear. But thank you, Annie, for your. I just want to know how many times Daniel cried. Can you take that prostate checking glove off, please? Your bloody glove, Annie. So he cried 6 times or more than that? Because it sounds like more than that at this point.
Yeah, more than that.
Nah, that's cap.
No.
That's cap.
Before
I would have cried.
When we were meeting Jeff, after we were meeting Jeff.
That's Jeff.
Yeah, when you met Jeff for real, like like that moment when you're online and there's a person in front of you and you're about to be next, right? What is you like? What was you feeling?
Okay, so I was like nervous, but there's someone like there was this fan in front of us. He was like a little kid and he was super excited and like it was just funny. Like the things he was just saying was really funny. But like my nerves started like hit me. I was like, oh shit, that's Jeff Hardy. Like then it hit me. What else? I'm trying to think. No, I think that's the one. But I
should have hit the.
Please tell me you didn't cry at Wale Mania. You didn't cry at Wale Mania, did you?
No, I was too tripping. I was tripping out.
You were lit. You're having fun.
I was lit as hell. RVD was on stage. Katie Ford.
RVD came out.
I didn't cry, bro. I met Raw. I'm like,
wait, you cried when RVD came out?
No, it's bullshit.
Someone was like this.
I don't know why we just spent the last 5 minutes talking about Daniel crying, but this shit's hilarious.
No, but I was just saying, back to WrestleMania. Like I tweeted out, like
you should bring Annie on more often. She's very honest, but you're crying. I really appreciate it, Annie.
But no, I was tweeting out like for WrestleMania this year. Like we got to see characters from like the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, wrestlers from 100%. The current era, and also the future. So it was like a combination of all 3 eras, also the future. And I feel like this was kind of like a last goodbye to like the past guys, the Ruthless Aggression, the Attitude Era, and this is more of like a you know, a new chapter in the WWE because, you know, new guys are on the horizon, new girls and guys. And I feel like by next year, you never know who might be the main event. So it's pretty cool to see that.
Well, let me ask you guys this before we continue talking about WrestleMania. Do you guys think you'll be coming to LA next year? And Tim, will you be coming to LA next year?
Bro, I'm going, bro. Are you going? Because I was asking you like 40 times, and you
Bro, LA is like my second home. I'm trying to get to LA like right now. Like I'm trying to get there by like next month. Like
I want
out
to
of here.
go. For real, bro. I feel like we go, man. Bro, we all gotta be together, man.
I just pulled up the cards. I feel like we're missing talking about a bunch of stuff. We will talk about Edge and AJ Styles. We will talk about How do you think Logan Paul did? We don't have much to talk about with that, but that was pretty. I think he did great. I loved him mocking Eddie Guerrero because there was no better way to get heel heat than mocking Eddie Guerrero like that and doing it with such an arrogant, like, I don't give a fuck about you fan style that Logan Paul did it. I am not a fan of the Paul brothers, but I almost feel like they're the perfect fit for professional wrestlers.
They fit so good, bro. Like Logan Paul is just natural. Like I've been telling people, like I was so excited for them. I thought I knew that match was gonna deliver because like the Mysterio was coming out with with the Ray OG entrance from the ramp, like how they jumped up, and then Dominic repping Eddie Guerrero's gear from back in WCW. If you know what I'm talking about, you're a real one. But man, that match was fire, and the Miz just turning on Logan after it even made it better because the fucking place lit up and it was crazy and like
and that's the crazy thing. Nobody thought like the Miz is the
Love that
only
shit.
person that could have the entire arena booing him the entire match and then cheering him by the end like that. Like that was
he's
insane.
so good. He's just that good.
Wait, so is the male heel or babyface?
He's a heel. I just think he just was trying to be like F you, Logan Paul.
Yeah.
It was for the pop. We also got to talk about Edge and AJ Styles. I don't have much to say about it besides that it was just underwhelming. It was underwhelming, and it was how do I put this? AJ Styles' dream matches in the WWE are very 50-50. Sometimes we're like, man, we can't wait to see AJ Styles versus John Cena, and it ends up being great. And then sometimes we're like, oh man, I can't wait to see AJ Styles versus Shinsuke. It's gonna be like Wrestle Kingdom all over again, and then it's not.
Mm-hmm.
This match kind of fell in the not category. Do you guys agree?
No, I agree. I think like I know Annie and I and Jay were like really anticipated for this match because Edge being one of your favorites, I know that AJ being one of my favorites, and we were like watching the promos and we're like, dude, we're gonna be in attendance for this match. Like this is crazy. They've never faced before, and like this is gonna be the best match of the entire like weekend. I legit believe that because, but I also believe the energy wasn't there because I'm a big theme song guy. I know Justin, like I love old theme songs, and I feel like if Edge came out to like You Think You Know Me,
I think all four of us might be theme song people. Like I love a good theme song.
Yeah.
I thought Bianca's entrance. I know we talked about it, but Bianca's entrance, a theme song with the marching band and the like the way that it remixed with her theme song, like it was sick. I love theme. I love a good entrance.
But no, I was just gonna say like I feel like with not having Edge's old theme, like kind of like it was cool, but it was just. I don't know, something was missing, and then AJ, like he had his face cut open because he bumped into like the Wrestlemania, the set or whatever coming out, and like it was kind of all over the place. I feel like something could have, but it was cool seeing Damian Priest. I feel like the new like Ministry of Darkness or whatever. Or
I don't know what they're doing, but I like it. Initially, I'm like, anyone that listens to initially for the last few weeks, I'm like, I don't get this new Edge character. I don't know why he's doing it. I'm not a big fan of it. It's just weird that he started the feud with AJ and to switch characters, but the addition of Damian Priest, this entrance, what we saw on Raw, it's all kind of growing on me a little bit. I don't mind it, but I do agree with you that if he came out to You Think You Know Me on this day, it would have been like a different reaction. And you guys didn't get that opportunity to have that moment with that theme song, and that's kind of a bummer. I also said to these group with like Nickie and Santana and Mika guys and Jamari and them that like I don't think they expected us. I think they thought that the women's tag match was going to be like the down match where people can go like get their energy and adrenaline down, and AJ and Edge be like the next big match after that. But I don't think they realized how many people were invested in that tag match, even though it's for a division that they don't really show a lot of love to. Like there's a lot of, I think people were actually on a high when Sasha and Naomi won, and we're excited about that, and we're excited for that match. So for Edge and AJ to come on right after that, that's kind of when the fans needed to like come down. And for a lot of people, and I just think like I think for this whole card for both nights, the way the matches were placed out were kind of tough because like even on the first night, I felt like they put the matches that people didn't want to see so much first. all the way to the match that you did want to see with in the segment with Austin and Kevin Owens. A match that we haven't talked about yet was for the SmackDown Women's title with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. And that match, in my opinion, had its issues and flaws. And one of the things that I thought was wrong with it was the fact that it had to follow Cody Rhodes and Seth, because the fans were so excited about Cody and him coming to the company that like there wasn't a match between those two matches, which might have been the New Day and the Sheamus and Ridge match that was supposed to be that got cut, that really let the fans come down. So by the time Charlotte and Ronda kicked off, it felt like you know the fans never had a match to kind of come down on, and like you were kind of sucked out of that match. But that's only one of the things that I thought was wrong with this match, because there was a few things I thought could have been better. And as we talk about this, I'm going to bring in a really special guest for this match, probably the biggest Charlotte fan out there, Nickie.
Ooh, Nickie's here.
Nickie,
am I here?
You are here.
Oh, are you only bringing me audio only?
Yeah, it's okay. You're on an audio. It's okay.
Yay!
So, can you explain to me how you felt for two things? Okay. One, how do you feel about meeting Charlotte Flair this weekend?
Okay.
Because I know you're the biggest Charlotte Flair fan I've ever known in my life. That I even went to Charlotte Flair and got her to follow you, because I'm like, I've never met anyone that is ride or die for you harder than that. And two, how'd you do with Charlotte and Ronda? The floor is yours.
So I'll start with number 2 first. If you're listening, I want you to realize that if you've ever doubted Charlotte Flair, you're a fucking idiot. I said it over and over and over and over and over again. Thanks. You guys will never reach the pinnacle of Charlotte Flair. If WrestleMania didn't fucking prove that, they brought Ronda Rousey back for her to get her ass 1, 2, 3 by none other than still your WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, the 13th time. I mean, it's just so funny to me. I went on a campaign for weeks and weeks and weeks, and people laughed and said, oh, it's going to be Ronda. It's going to be Ronda. Charlotte's reign is over. And guess what? We're still here. And now they're scrambling to find someone who can pick up the fucking load, because Charlotte's been carrying on her back the whole time. Other than that, I wasn't expecting anything but a flawless victory. The match itself was not what I was expecting. I had no expectation for the match, because I don't think to give Charlotte Flair a good match, you have to be on her caliber, and that's just not what Ronda is. She's not a wrestler. She's a celebrity, if you will.
Yeah.
But overall, meeting Charlotte Flair was so methodical. It felt like my life had just it felt complete. So overall, yeah, it was a crazy experience. I could not stop crying. All my emotions were just every fucking where. So on top of that, getting to meet her and then being like 15 minutes away from the arena where 6 years ago she brought in that Divas Championship, retired a whole fucking division, won a championship, and now she's still fucking champion. I really think that people should stop. I mean, we're in 2022. We are in the era of the greatest of our time, and I think if people don't realize that, they're really gonna get left behind, because sometimes you don't realize how great something really is until you think something is great, and then that great beats the shit out of them. And sends them packing. Overall, I think the victory itself was needed. So here we are. And I mean, you can't see it, but I am in my Wrestling Classic shirt, the blue one, for a reason, for the blue brand. But shout out to Charlotte for being the greatest, and fuck all the haters. I get sick and tired of sitting in the rooms and having to throw up my fours every goddamn time, because the only thing that you can attack is personal. You bring up Ashley, but you can't bring up Charlotte. And it's over for you bitches. All these bitches is her sons. Fuck is you talking about? Stand the fuck up. New York.
Yo, talking about. Yo, you from New York?
No, I'm from Tennessee, actually.
Yo, that fuck is you talking about? It sounded mad New York, right?
I had to bring Nickie on to talk about the Charlotte match. Like I said, there's nobody that rides harder for Charlotte Flair.
No, I can get New York if I want to, period. Big fucking Fendi facts. It's a struggle out here for these
Charlotte. I did like Charlotte, bro. I know a lot of people don't like Charlotte, but like they be like, oh, because like Ric Flair and her, but like, bro, she puts in the work. Like she's
broken out of the shadow. She's proved that she can run with these opportunities.
Like, she got her own lane.
I'm telling you right now, like a happy belated birthday to Charlotte. It was her birthday yesterday. Big shout out to Charlotte Flair. I wrote her a nice post. She's really kind of had a conversation with her. She's cool. The match should have had a stipulation. I'm on the flip side. I will say this. I know Nickie probably won't agree. I do think Ronda's gotten a little bit better. She did a couple of new things. She did she did the best. She did better than I expected her to do. Their chemistry is not the greatest in a singles match. I feel like they were held back by being forced to have an actual wrestling match. I wish they kind of had like maybe it was a submission match, maybe it was a no hold bars match or something. But maybe we'll see that down the road. I went into this and I said this on the show last week. I've said it on my page. I've said it to Daniel. I've said it to Nickie. Anyone that talks to me on a regular basis, that was like, "Oh, Ronda's gonna win. Ronda's gonna win." I have learned for years now that no matter what the situation or who the opponent is, when Charlotte Flair is in the equation, the match is 50-50. The match is 50-50. It's never 80-20. And someone on Instagram was like, oh no, every match was 50-50. I'm like, listen, son, if it's Ricochet versus Brock Lesnar and I was going to do betting odds, it's usually like 90-10% in that case because this 10% Ricochet is going to win and like 90% Brock Lesnar is going to win. My point is when Charlotte Flair's in the equation, it doesn't matter who's on the other side of the ring. It's 50-50 at all times. There's always a 50% chance that Charlotte might end up winning this match or is booked to win this match because she's Charlotte Flair. I went into WrestleMania 32 rooting for Sasha Banks, obviously. She did not win. I went into WrestleMania 34 thinking that, oh, they're not going to end the streak. Asuka's going to win. She did not win. Do not ever... bad English here for a second. Do not ever count out Charlotte Flair winning. So when she won, it wasn't a shock to me. It was more like, I knew those potential was going to happen, and it did. Do you guys think Ronda's gone for a little now? Or do you think Ronda's coming back?
Tell her go home, make some fucking babies. I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna say it like this.
Did you say for real?
Coming back the first time, I did say that. Her coming back the first time was cool.
Yeah.
The second time, I mean, you came, you did your little pit stop with Becky. You knew who the fuck you was going to see. You knew who the fuck you wanted to face. You knew why you came back, and you came back, and that's like, even if she comes back and faces Charlotte, it means nothing. You beat Charlotte now, she still beat that ass on the grand stage. If you get the title off of Charlotte now, it doesn't matter. It means nothing. Beating Charlotte is bigger than a title to some of these women. Being in the ring with Charlotte is bigger than winning the actual match. So if Ronda does come back, I think that the best thing for her to do, if she's not going to have a championship, is just to go home, honestly.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Who do you think's next for Charlotte? Is it Lacey? Is it?
It's Raquel Gonzalez coming up from the main roster.
That is true. They did say Raquel might be getting called up. That might be the next thing for Charlotte Flair.
All I'm gonna say is, as one of Charlotte's biggest fans, give me some competition. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired of you. You robbed us of Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Maybe we'll get it.
Robbed us. That was a match I wanted.
Competition, bro. This is not, no, we want, like, Raquel is perfect. Even, and I'm going to throw it out there, even somebody like Lacey Evans is perfect. It's believable. Stop. Don't give Charlotte that Liv Morgan route where you make people think that she's actually going to win and she's never going to win. So give us somebody that's going to make us feel like she's going to actually be beat by this, like beat this.
When Nikita, man.
Ew.
Anyway. God, damn.
Oh my God, it's coming into a finish fast. It's time for me to go.
Where Nikita, man?
Nikki, is there anything you want the people to check out or know before you dip out?
Listen, don't have Nikita touching Charlotte. Thank you very much.
Nikita got to hit her with the spin kick, man. I'll be there. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug before you dip out of here, Nickie, about women's wrestling talk?
My article on Charlotte Flair dropped on her birthday this week, the greatest of our time. Please check it out. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet, period. Of course, me, a part of the one half of the most dominating tag team women's wrestling talk history, period. And we just did the exclusive with Impact Wrestling's own Savannah Evans, just signed a multi-year contract. The interview and the article is out, and just follow the page, Women's Wrestling Talk. Shout out to the Wrestling Classic, doing big shit, the GOAT, period. Big Purr.
You saw Daniel in action, though. You saw Daniel in action this past week.
It was amazing to see you. You are a, like, really fucking talented, and you have an energy that I feel like is just beyond measures. And I see you doing great things. And I know that
I'm crying again.
I mean, listen, I know you were having a hard time with the video yesterday, but I swear to God to you, that video was super nice. Like, it gave a different.
No, I appreciate that.
So keep doing your shit, and it's really good to see, you know, what can change in a year. So yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Same to you.
He doesn't get complimented on the show that often, so thank you for complimenting.
We're not mutuals, but I see your stuff too all the time. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Thank
what
you,
you're
man.
doing as well. But
Thank you.
Yeah,
No, I appreciate that. It was good to see you at Wrestlemania and like bump into you at Wrestlecon and like you and me.
No, but she kept saying like every time we bumped into Daniel, he knew exactly where everybody was. We're like, "Where's Tony Storm?" And Daniel was like, "Over there."
Yeah, because
we were gonna lay on the line. He probably knew where everything
I'm telling you, we all gotta like link, bro. Like,
definitely, it's up.
Well, Tim, me and you probably should have. We should have probably went to Dallas.
Yeah, bro. I don't know why I didn't go to Dallas, to be honest. But I feel like if we could,
I had my
bro,
reasons,
like
but
the whole
yeah.
community, like imagine all of us, the whole community at like.
Well, you know what? Shout
Wrestlemania
out to Daniel and Nickie, because like both of you plus a lot of other people that were there. Like, I never got to make it out there, but everyone made me feel really special. Daniel got me a bunch of shout outs in his interviews.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was like, "Yo," like everybody was like,
all the ladies
Justin?
was missing Justin, boy. They was missing the
What
kid.
can I say?
All the ladies was missing the kid.
Yeah.
They said, "Where that boy at?"
And when I went to Kelly Kelly, and I was like, "Oh, I'm Justin's fan," and she'd be like, "Oh, the biggest smile, Justin's so nice." Or someone else like, "Where's Justin?" I don't know. It's wild out there. It's wild out there.
Yeah, next year we all gotta get a group photo. Like imagine like 100 people in that photo.
Well, if anybody come to SummerSlam, it's in Nashville, in my motherfucking city. We turning up the whole Tennessee, the whole weekend. Bianca Belair probably gonna get that big moment, and Charlotte better not fucking lose.
Bianca Belair from Nashville.
She's from Tennessee, but she's from Knoxville.
Oh, yeah, she definitely gonna turn up.
She's definitely getting a really big win, and we're at where the Titans play, so it's gonna be like a stupid crazy event.
For real, that's fire. Man, I've never been.
Bring the whole New York down here. We love it.
Yeah, that ass, right? Yeah, you know.
Bring them big ass rats with you too. Bring those big ass rats with you too.
Come on, son. Stop.
Yo, they gotta come to Calgary, because me and Justin.
Dungeon Wrestling 101. Libra Step 101.
Oh my!
I'm gonna have Jeff Jarrett do a run and hit Tim with a guitar in the head.
Bro, Jeff Jarrett, I'm good.
He's gonna come hit you in the head with the guitar, and then I'm gonna get my hand raised. That's what's gonna happen. Thank you very much, Nickie. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, just thank you for letting me come on. I am at work, so I didn't want to, bombard, but I just wanted to make sure that Charlotte was appreciated. Y'all do okay when it comes to Charlotte.
Thank you. I want
to Tim throw up his foes. I saw that whole segment.
The what?
The fours.
You threw up your fours. Tim
threw up his fours. Yeah, I was dead. Oh, that was you when you came, right?
That was me.
Yo, yeah.
So anytime you see me in the comments, I always comment for that's me.
I was like, God, they gotta throw it up.
Well, yeah, thank you, and yeah, that's it pretty much. Shout out to Sasha Banks getting her damn win. Thank God.
There we go. Man. First W at WrestleMania. We didn't mention that part. Shout out to Sasha Banks in your first W. Thank you, Nickie, very much.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be back soon, of course. You know.
Take care.
Take care. Thank you. You too.
That is true. Shout out to Sasha Banks getting her first W at WrestleMania. I forgot to mention that, but how did I forget that? She got her first W at WrestleMania. She's no longer 0-5. She's 1-5. We're gonna put the 1 first. So shout out to Sasha. You don't get complimented a lot on the show, Daniel. So I'll go ahead and say too, I'm very proud of you. You did kill it this weekend. You went above and beyond. You got some crazy ass interviews.
Mira que lindo.
I know he's holding back tears right now.
I'm good.
No, yeah, man. Like you can everybody that talked to me, anybody that messaged me, like obviously all the OGs, like Nickie and Santana guys and Mika guys, like, no, we all saw Daniel. He was doing his thing, man. This guy was doing his interviews. He knew where everything was. You know, Mariah hit me up. She's like, no, your boy was cool. Like Danielle hit me up, said you were cool. Barbie said you were cool. Like everybody was like, yo, this guy's doing his thing. He's killing out there. Joe was like, where the fuck were you? But I did this to Daniel. Like everybody knew who you were, you know.
No, shout to them, man. Shout to them. They really didn't have to do that. And, you know, you really didn't have to put in a good word for all of us, but you did. And
but then you rocked somebody yourself. I like obviously you dropped my name with Brett, but I didn't help you with Brett. I didn't help you with Fandango. I didn't help you with Rob Van Dam. Chris was your own connect. Like you knocked some of those out yourself. Like yeah, there's some people you might have connected with through me, but there's a lot of people you connected with yourself, and a lot of people you've already interviewed in the past that got excited to see you. So like. Give yourself some credit, man. You fucking and you went there, and we talked about it before you. We talked about it before you got there. And Tim's in the group chat. How many times I started telling you to listen to Eminem's "Lose Yourself" and "Mom Spaghetti," and you got to make the most out of the situation. And before you got there, you were hardcore like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna meet Jeff Hardy. I don't think it's gonna go through with Brett. Like, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. Oh, it's not gonna work. And everything worked out better than you expected. Like I told you. Crazy. And I told you a million times, when you make plans don't always fall through. But the great thing about plans not falling through is better things tend to happen. And a lot of better things tended to happen. Yeah. You killed it. And people don't know this. I also am very grateful that you missed an interview that you were supposed to do to try to go get me a Sasha Banks shout out. Because, you know, me and Sasha have this weird tension between us that we have beef for some reason. And people don't understand why. I've said it a million times. We were cool. She used to like and repost my stuff. I might have pissed her off to the extent where when she got a t-shirt, she thanked Sheamus and she's liked stuff on my page and then unliked it, which is very petty. So there's a reason. There's some reason why she doesn't like me. And I was like, we're going to figure this out. And let's not let anyone forget that Sock Monkey Mike, Sock Man, Money Mike Sock, or whatever you want to call him this week, Michael Wexler once promised me a Sasha Banks shout out, like, I'm getting this for you for your birthday, and totally fell through, and it devastated me that I almost murdered him. I got that man a shout out from Johnny Gargano.
You know what's funny? We met
Johnny Gargano.
So it's funny because
Johnny Gargano remembers me.
Oh wow! How did he remember you? Why?
Because I met him so many times before, and I'm like one of his biggest fans. So yeah.
And like even Annie sent me the sweetest message after she met Barbie Blank, and I messaged Barbie and showed her.
Okay, you don't have to bring that up.
And then Barbie went and liked her post and everything. Look at that.
Who made that happen?
Yeah, see. That all being said, though, we still have a couple things to talk about. I don't think we did it enough justice because we kind of skipped over it really fast. But Pat McAfee's the fucking man. Period. Yeah, Pat McAfee's the fucking man. From the entrance to just the match. Just the Dallas cheerleaders, you know, that man came out there with his roster. He walked down the middle. He punted a football into the crowd. And he ended up beating Austin Theory and then losing to Vince McMahon. And I remember when the rumors were swirling around that it was going to be Pat versus Vince, and everyone's like, that's so stupid. And then we still got it. And it led to the best thing ever. Stone Cold coming out and giving Vince McMahon worst stunner. The worst stunner in professional, worse than Linda McMahon's almost. The worst stunner in wrestling history. But then two great sells from Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. How do you guys think about Pat McAfee?
Vince McMahon is like the craziest motherfucker alive. Like
you can cuss, by the way.
Oh, okay. But I love him. Great soul.
I mean, you would think you couldn't cuss after Nickie was just on here. Yeah, but no, I just want to give Pat McAfee his flowers because that was a dream. Like I watched the video package and knowing that he loved this since he was a kid and it was something he's always wanted to do and he was living his childhood dream to be at WrestleMania and doing all that was super cool. And I guess we got to talk about the one thing we didn't talk about. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. It's over.
The main event.
Greatest main event ever in WrestleMania.
Do you really think so? I don't think so.
Greatest.
Are you a Roman Reigns fan, Annie?
Yes. That was the greatest wrestling match ever.
Are you drunk right now?
No, it was the greatest wrestling match ever.
Why are you lying?
I'm not lying.
Why are you lying?
The people in front of us were so mad, and I kept yelling just to piss them off. It was so funny.
He's pissing them off. They're quiet.
What?
I'm just happy the saga is over between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. We can move on. It was good stuff. It was 3 matches. It was a clean victory for Roman. It was a clean victory for Roman. How do you feel about that match, Tim?
Which one?
Roman and Brock. Roman
and what?
My guy's not paying attention.
Nah, I'm there paying attention. You cut off your Wi-Fi.
Roman and Brock Lesnar. We've been talking about for the last 5 minutes, though.
Nah, yeah, the shit that cut off. Nah, Roman and Brock, bro. I feel like it was a good match. It started off really good.
Dude, fuck you. Meet me at Dungeon Wrestling. It's on, dude.
Nah, bro. Roman and Brock, bro. Roman and Brock started off good, and I think throughout the whole match it was that good. But I just feel like the ending was a little weak. I feel like it could have been a little bit more. Like it was just a spear. And he did the spear mad times, and it was just like, you did the spear, and then it was 1, 2, 3. I feel like there was like there should have been one more one more spot or something, yeah. Or like I don't know, just something. But I believe
you
that.
Guys go on. Go on. Go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
Come on,
Why are you
kid.
making that face? No, I was gonna ask. Do you guys think that someone was gonna? Did you guys think someone was gonna come out after the match?
Dwayne, I thought was gonna come out. I had my camera, my phone.
It's too early, bro. Why would he come out now?
I mean, set up the match for next year exactly. Like
A whole year in advance, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they did that for Rock and Cena, and they built their feud up with social media. And then sometimes Rock would come do segments, he'd sing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would have been cool, but even if he didn't come out, like it was still cool.
I feel like SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, nice. I can see that, but also like I feel like because Roman popped his shoulder, there was supposed to be like 10 more minutes, and they had to cut it short, which makes sense.
Oh, right? Yeah, because I was like, that spear was like, I feel like
yeah. And I think Brock tapped Roman's head after the match to see if he was okay, and then I think Roman popped his shoulder back and right after. But I'm happy he doesn't have to relinquish the belt, because I do want to see Roman both belts. Yeah. I'm really excited to see where this goes. So,
I think it was a smart decision to put. Because people was like, I wanted Brock. Like I like Brock too. No, but bro, I like Brock. Brock's like the man. Once in a lifetime athlete, and I feel like you got to keep that thing going. Like who could beat up Brock? But I feel like Roman is the future, and his streak right now is he's holding it down. So I feel like really that's the smartest thing to do. Yeah, and like you said, that could lead up to Rock and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is the end of Brock? Do we not see Brock again?
The what?
Do we not see Brock Lesnar again for a bit? Is that the end of Brock? Because Brock said in an interview that he thought he was retired after his match with Drew McIntyre, but he came back for the money. And I feel like WWE probably, wanted him to come back because there's a lot of things happening on the AEW side of things. And I was like, okay, well, let's bring Brock back. That's our guy. Is Brock done now? Because what else do you do with Brock? I can't imagine Brock not being the title feud. I can't imagine Brock working with someone that's not. He can. He can definitely work with someone that's not in the champion. But like
I can see. Weird. I can see. Listen, I can see Brock Lesnar versus Braun Breaker like next year or something. I can see that as a potential.
I can see Brock trying to get redemption against Drew because they have to. They kind of have to do something with
that. Would be good
before he goes up against Roman. And Drew's the only other person that's like beat Brock clean. And Lashley should still have something to get from Brock. I mean, Lashley beat Omos and then got turned on by MVP, so now he's like a full-on babyface.
No, I mean I see that, but I think that. But I really want to see a Braun Breaker and Brock. Feud. I feel like those two, man, like they would be so good. It would elevate Braun Breaker, do wonders for Brock Lesnar. I feel like we've seen this nice side of Brock Lesnar where like he's actually human and like it's cool.
I'm just also I want to point out real quick. I was really happy that Drew McIntyre finally actually used that sword because he's been carrying it for weeks and it's done nothing to nobody. But
this man cut the ropes.
Bro, is the sword real?
I mean, I don't know. We've never seen anyone actually use it. It just something that everyone pretends they're gonna kill somebody with, and nobody kills anyone with it. Give me violence, but
we want violence.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Braun versus Brock would be sick. I don't know.
I feel like that would be cool, but I feel like, bro, like Brock is like a legend. If they have that match, Brock is dead, squishing this man. Like
like we can't keep having Brock lose. Like I feel like
that's fair.
I
don't know why. I just
Go ahead.
I want to see Edge and Brock Lesnar. I don't know why that amuses the shit out of me. It just does, bro. Like that match would be so fire. Like, and then Brock wins or something. I don't know.
Sometimes we don't
agree.
get what we want. I really always want to see Brock Lesnar versus Batista, and we never got it.
Yeah.
Bro, Brock
It's just
Lesnar and
some things
Bobby
don't
Lashley need to
happen.
have a redo.
What do we? How are you? Before I get to the very, very last question, how do we feel about our boy Ezekiel? Elias's younger brother made his debut this week on Raw. It was a very whatever episode of Raw, but Raw after Mania. But we got Ezekiel. How do you guys feel about Ezekiel? I thought Ezekiel Jackson was coming out, and then this guy walked out. He looks just like Elias.
No opinion.
No comment. Okay, let's go.
Damn.
Let's go to Roman Reigns really quickly. He now has both championship titles. He came out on Raw and he said, "I'll see you on SmackDown and let you guys know what's next for Roman Reigns." Kind of just left us on a cliffhanger to get us to tune into SmackDown.
Yeah.
What is next for Roman Reigns? Who's next?
Goldberg. I'm
Cody.
kidding.
Yo,
He's already beat him. Who's next?
Cody.
I see. Here's the thing. So there's a pay-per-view in the UK coming up, and I talked to you about this. I can see Drew McIntyre like winning one of the belts in the UK because that pop would be insane. I feel like Drew still needs to get his redemption back because, like, you know, like, yeah, he fought Baron Corbin, but like, man, this man deserved fans in 2020 when he fought Brock Lesnar. He didn't get that, so I feel like giving him the belt and the UK pay-per-view would be great. And then, like Tim said, Cody, I could see Cody happening. As another
So, how do we feel about belts? We haven't seen anything for so many, like almost over a year now. If Cody is the one preferably the WWE Championship, but Roman continues his legendary reign with the Universal title, I feel like that still works.
Bro, I ain't hear one.
You know
word
what? Time out.
said,
Tim,
bro.
the floor is yours. Tim, the floor is yours. Please tell us how great Cody Rhodes is. Go right ahead.
Bro, first of all, let's talk about it. Cody Rhodes is legend. He's a legend, bro. I'm gonna tell you why. Cody Rhodes, any character that man has been given, he embodies it, and that's a true wrestler and sports entertainer, bro.
I agree.
Any character that he was given, he that bodied it, bro. And on top of that, he that left the WWE, made a name for himself, bro. He that reinvented himself and made himself into a star, came back to the WWE, and he's getting everything that, you know, for at least for now, everything that he wants. Real legendary shit, bro.
Bet on yourself. That's what happens. I agree.
I'm just gonna say this. Okay, so I do
And
think
we
Cody's
got the same birthday. We got the same birthday. June 30th.
So I do think that Cody
That's
is a great
crazy.
choice for someone to beat Roman for one of those belts. I don't want the belts unified. I've said it a million times. I think having two separate belts allowed a lot of people to get opportunities they wouldn't have gotten if there was only one belt. If Roman was holding this one belt the entire time, we wouldn't have had a Bobby Lashley reign. We wouldn't have had a Big E reign. A lot of people would have had those opportunities. Are you eating on my show extra loud?
Oh shit.
That being said, we're gonna wrap things up. We're at an hour and 20 minutes almost. All I say is that I'm happy Cody's back. There's a lot of interviews out there. There was a post-media scrum. There's an interview with Ariel Helwani. There's a ton of Cody interviews out there. I'd recommend checking them out, to be honest with you. Because if you have any questions about Cody, some of the questionable decisions he made in AEW, he says he wasn't going to shoot on it, but he did touch a lot about why he left AEW with Ariel, about, like, you know, how he felt like he was drifting from Tony Khan, and he loves the Bucks and Omega, but things are just kind of changing, and he hopes that they don't say bad things about him when they're together, but he cares deeply about them. And the fact that he's back because he wants to fulfill his father's dream and become the WWE champion. That's a one belt his dad never got to hold. Like, he was the NWA world champion. He was the world heavyweight champion, but he never held that WWE title. And he got to hold it for a couple of seconds in Madison Square Garden in a match against superstar Billy Graham in 1977. But due to technicalities of a countout, he never actually got to win the belt. But that was one of his proudest moments, because the whole theory of, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And he did that in New York. And he was only booked to wrestle superstar Billy Graham one time, but he ended up wrestling him 3 times, because for someone that was never produced or made in that territory, he was so over, because you had the the wrestler that a lot of people imitated and want to be like Superstar Billy Graham, the people that he influenced, the Hulk Hogan's and the Scott Steiners of the world, where Dusty Rhodes was the common man, and he's very authentic and honest about how it bothers him when people talk about the NXT people as the NXT kids, and like they showed him a video of Seth Rollins winning the NXT title and hugging Dusty Rhodes, and he was like, when I was back in the day, like that really pissed me off, like that bothered me, and I'll be honest about that, and how Seth was the perfect opponent. My point is this. I know the Cody hype's going to die down eventually in one day, but right now, go listen to all these interviews. Watch the stuff, because the more you listen to these interviews and watch the stuff, the decision to come back just makes a lot more sense. And for all of you crazy AEW fans out there that are burning Cody t-shirts and just acting ridiculous.
No.
Bro, they burning t-shirts for real?
Why you burning sweat, Annie?
I've never went
for real. They're burning t-shirts, bro. First of all, whoever's doing that is scared of money.
Why are you scared of money?
To all the fans that are dead saying that you scared of money, that's it.
Yeah,
scared of money. Scared money don't make no money.
And I think life moves in phases. And 1 minute you want something, you think this is what you're gonna do for the rest of the next minute, something else. Like nothing stays the same. And honestly, WWE, I remember at first I'm like, this is weird, but then by Monday I'm like, he fits here. Like this does feel like his home. It does feel like by the time Cody was leaving AEW, there was AEW and then there was Cody. Even Kenny Omega made the joke about the Cody verse because it seemed like everything else was going on than what Cody was doing. When AEW started, Cody was a big part of it. By the time he was leaving AEW, he felt kind of like different than the rest of the show. He felt like the sports entertainer on a wrestling show. And to be honest with you, Jericho kind of feels the same way these days too. Everything Jericho does feels different than everything else that's happening on the show. Now that he's back in the WWE, Saturday felt weird. Monday didn't for some reason. But the one thing I will say is that he left 6 years ago, okay? And he made himself a star. He created this whole persona, the American Nightmare. He bet on himself. He became a top guy. And he left a mid-carder straight the fuck up. He left a mid-carder and he came back a top guy, and he came back unapologetically himself. He came back like if they changed his music, if they changed his look, if they said don't wear the suits. This guy's been doing interviews and dropping the word wrestler and belt, and he keeps trying to correct himself. Like, listen, I'm just gonna say the word wrestler, and that's like a no in the WWE. But they're letting Cody be Cody as of right now. Will that change? I don't know. But as of right now, they've been letting Cody be Cody. And it's actually kind of nice for the WWE because it always feels like everything is so like WWE produced and created. Like a lot of the guys they released weren't WWE guys, but everybody else feels kind of like WWE guys. Don't be wrong, like there's still a level of authenticity to the Sami Zayns and the Kevin Owenses of the world. But Sasha Banks, Seth Rollins, Charlotte Flair, Roman Reigns, all so WWE. Even though Cody got his like training in his early days in WWE, he left, and it feels like he's bringing something different to them. He's bringing his own authenticity, and he doesn't feel so WWE, and it kind of feels nice.
Yeah,
am I wrong?
I agree. No, I agree with everything you said,
bro. Hell yeah, bro. And Cody, like, people don't understand that, but not a lot of wrestlers can do that. That leave as a mid-carder, bro. And like, you gotta understand too, like mentally, like that's like, damn, I'm a mid-carder. Like, how am I gonna, step my shit up?
He said it. He always wanted to make his dad proud. And then there's these guys that came to the main roster that were dubbed the NXT kids, Dusty's kids, that were like achieving more than him. And he wasn't like upset that they were achieving more than him, but he was upset that like he wanted to be that guy. It was a battle within himself. That all being said, Cody is back. We'll see how it goes. I'm with it right now. I feel like he fits here as long as they don't script his promos or let Cody be Cody. I don't know if they're going to let him do that entrance every single time, every week.
Yeah, I hope they do. I feel like the fireworks is fire. Like,
no, the pyro's fine, but they did that whole thing on Raw where they put that whole thing there so he could come up it. Like, are they going to set that up every week?
Nah, I don't think they should. I think he could just come out regular. Like, come out.
The whole coming out of the ground thing is like a very Cody thing, though. I don't know.
I would do it. I would put the budget.
Okay. Anyways, I think we've
I'll put it.
I think we're good here. Once again, guys, we talked about everything. We talked about WrestleMania. This year was probably one of the best WrestleManias we've had in years. I do agree. It was a hell of a show, top to bottom. Both nights had their things that weren't so great, and both nights had things that were unforgettable. And yeah, it was a solid week of professional wrestling. There's tons of things to look forward to. Daniel's got a ton of interviews coming out. I got some casual conversations coming out. And just, dude, Dynamite was solid this week. FTR killed it all week. I don't know. I'm just running in circles. So, Daniel, you got anything you want to
plug? Sometime tomorrow, I will be dropping an exclusive interview with Bret the Hitman Hart. He talks about Kid Chocolate. He talks about the tribute that Dax Harwood and CM Punk have been, putting up on Dynamite, the Walk of Fame and what it means for him to, pave the way for guys like Jericho and Edge and like so much more. I also just dropped an interview with JTG, asked him what it meant for him to, be there at the Hall of Fame and be there for Shad and his son. Got a lot more stuff coming up, man. A lot cool content coming up. Go check out Dropkick on Instagram, the Dropkick Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and follow my personal DANIELM8, the number 8. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you want to plug yourself?
I'm just gonna plug.
What do you mean? Plug your social media stuff. Come on.
Yeah, if y'all need any social media help, follow me at the Social Media CO
on Instagram.
On Instagram.
I feel like this is like Annie's first time like doing one of these wild ass TWC shows.
Nervous.
Yeah, the one thing she can be nervous, but the one thing she's not doing is she's not crying.
Annie. I tell them like in life you can't be scared. Just always when you scared, just be like, yo, I can't be scared to come outside. So
never scared. Justin, pull up next to WrestleMania.
Tim's panicking now. Tim, what do you want to plug?
Yo, I got a lot of stuff coming out, man. I'm like literally, I'm working. I'm got a lot of different things coming out, man. Always trying to level up, get outside. But this match with me and Justin, it's gonna happen, man.
London Wrestling, be there this summer. Tim Hann Rivera versus the Wrestling Classic, Justin. I'm gonna give him an ass whooping like he's never had before.
Bro, my elbow, you see this elbow? It's gone dead.
Yo, I'm gonna lock you in the sharpshooter. You're gonna be crying, bro.
Yo, bro, I'm putting you in a headlock, bro.
So wait till Double J comes and hits you with a guitar.
I'm gonna hit you with Squidward's clarinet.
Jeff Jarrett's gonna raise my arm and stuff. I'm like, yeah, Jeff Jarrett. Okay. And I'm gonna take some spray paint, right? I'm gonna shake it up, and I'm gonna go to your back. And I'm gonna spray paint dead good on your back.
Yeah, how come a wrestler never wore these gloves before? These gloves are fire.
Because they're for gardening, Tim. They're for gardening.
For real?
Yeah. Those plants behind you, those are gardening gloves.
Bro, I promise you, they did use these on my block to work out.
You also have sirens on your block 24/7, so they're probably using to jump fences too. I don't know, but
all them shit.
Everybody keep doing the thing. Make sure you guys follow Annie J over here. Follow Daniel. Make sure you go follow Dropkick Podcast. Follow Tim Hann Rivera on Instagram and YouTube and check out videos. Follow me on YouTube. I plugged all my stuff at the beginning, so you guys already know. And everyone just keep doing the thing. We're past WrestleMania. We'll be back every week. You got an extra long episode this week because you have to recap WrestleMania. Top guys, FTR for life. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. Happy birthday, Charlotte Flair. Congratulations, Carmella and Graves. And Annie, one last time, who is the greatest women's wrestler of all time?
Sasha Banks.
100%. 100%. We love Charlotte though too, but Sasha Banks. Keep doing the thing. Ooh, yeah, dig it.